السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أهلا وسهلا بكم طلاب الأعزاء، طلاب الفرقة السابعة بالمجمع التكنولوجي المتكامل بالأميرية في كورس اللغة الإنجليزية في أول محاضراتنا التي تبث لكم عبر القناة التعليمية في فترة تعليق الدراسة. First of all, I'd like to welcome you all in our first session that will be focused on the idea of whether something is ethical or unethical. Okay, whether something, certain behavior, certain action, something is ethical or unethical. First of all, the word ethical means that something is morally right, morally good. Something which is unethical, by the addition of the prefix un, it means that it is not morally good or it is not morally right. Okay? The noun, of course, is ethics. Ethics means the rules of good manners, the rules of good conduct, and so on. Here we have a group of words, okay, that are socially accepted. Okay, for example, acceptable, agreeable, approving, ethical, fair, honest, legal, logical, rational, responsible, scrupulous, and trustworthy. As you notice, all these words have positive meanings. Okay, they describe a certain kind of behavior, a certain kind of action, which is morally right or morally correct. When we want to speak negatively about a certain kind of behavior, we want to use something to denote that this is unethical. Okay? Usually, we add what we call prefix. A prefix in English is some letters that are added to the beginning of the word in order to either derive a different part of speech or change the meaning of the word. For example, when we have the word active, for example, active means that somebody is energetic, full of energy. When we wanted to get the negative word of this adjective, we say inactive. We add the prefix in, okay? So I'd like you now to concentrate on this group of words and try to think of the negative meaning of these words by adding prefixes. Yeah, for example, the word acceptable. What is the negative form? Not the negative form, but what is the not the opposite one? What is the unethical one? If something is acceptable, we know that it's agreed upon by the majority of people. Most people accept it as good behavior. If something, for example, is legal, this means that the rules of law accept it. If something, for example, is trustworthy, a behavior is trustworthy, or someone is trustworthy, this means that this person is a source of trust for you when you deal with them. Okay? Now I want to think of different prefixes in, on, this, and so on, which may be added to the beginning of these words in order to form the negative meaning. Have your time, try to think. Okay? And then please try to distribute the previous adjectives into these different lines. Okay? Which words would take the prefix des? Which words would take the prefix l? Which words would take the prefix and which would take on? That's a check. Yes, here they are. This, we see disagreeable, disapproving, dishonest, illegal, illogical. Pay attention that we cannot say, for example, ill-agreeable or ill-honest, and we cannot say, for example, dislogical. No, this is something as some sort of collocation. Okay, words that come together. A certain prefix is attached to a certain word in order to form different meaning or just the negative form. Irrational, irresponsible, unacceptable, unethical, unfair, unscrupulous, untrustworthy. Okay? Now, read the following situations and judge them according to your code of ethics. Code of ethics, this means that the ethical rules and laws that you believe in, that you adhere to, that you behave according to. Okay? Now you will have different situations, and after each situation you will have your time to think of and then ask yourself, okay, do I agree on such a situation? Okay, how do I see it? Okay, is it acceptable? Is it unacceptable? Is it, for example, rational? Is it irrational? Okay, judge it according to what you believe in. First one, cheating on exams. How do you see this? Cheating on exams. Do you think that this is acceptable, legal, rational, trustworthy, or the opposite? 2. Making an international call from work to save money. Suppose, for example, that you lack money, you don't have enough money to make an international call, and you are at work, for example, okay? So you make an international call from work to save money. Can you do this? Okay? Would you accept it? Even if you do it, do you think that people would accept that? Try to think of it and then try to speak your mind and express your point of view in English about this situation. Situation number 3. Playing a practical joke on your friend. A practical joke is a prank, okay? Doing something funny to your friend or putting your friend in a certain situation, a certain funny situation in order to laugh at him, okay? Do you think that this is acceptable? Honest? What's your point of view? This is what I expect you to express in English to yourself. 4. Saying to your close friend that his haircut is horrible. Pay attention that here we are speaking about your close friend, not just a friend, an ordinary friend. No, a close one, an intimate one. Okay? Suppose, for example, that you met your friend and you discovered that he has a horrible haircut. Would you be frank and speak your mind to your friend and say to him that your haircut is horrible? Or would you, for example, keep it a secret to yourself and then may compliment them, for example, by saying that it's okay, it's a good, it's nice haircut? What do you do? What would you do? Try to think. 5 and last, speaking about personal stuff on cell phone in public. Suppose, for example, that you are in the underground, the subway, or in a bus, or on a train, for example, among people, all people are all over around you, and then you begin speaking on your cell phone to your wife, to one of your, for example, children about personal stuff. Okay? Do you think that this is acceptable for people? Is it acceptable for you first? Okay, this is what I need you to think about. Now, what would you do in the following situation? These are some hypothetical situations that I'd like you to think of and think of your presumed behavior in such a situation. How would you act? Okay, first, you've had plans for several weeks to visit your aunt. The day before, your friend invites you to a really great party the same night. Now you are in conflict, okay, between two alternatives. Either to go to your aunt as you promised her, or to accept your friend's invitation to what seems to be a great party. Okay, what would you do? Would you visit your aunt? Would you keep your word for your aunt? Or would you accept your friend's invitation and go to the party that you think would be great and have good time and nice time? This is your choice. Try to think of it and try to give reasons for your own choice. Number 2. Sorry, before 2, we have here different options, okay, in order to facilitate matters for you. You would read these options and then decide whether one of them meets your desire or you have a different 4th option, okay? Number 1, would you cancel your original plans, of course, for visiting your aunt? If so, would you tell the truth or a white lie about why you were canceling? Would you say, for example, sorry, I can't visit you today because I have a nice party with my friend? Or would you say, for example, oh, sorry, there is something horrible that happened to me and I have to cancel and go and visit you another time and so on? This is what we call a white lie. 3, would you cancel your plans even if you knew your aunt were looking forward to it? It's your choice again, and you are the only one responsible for it. 2, you're at a convenience store and you see someone shoplifting a can of soup. Do you know shoplifting? Shoplifting means, for example, that you are stealing things, okay? Putting something in your pocket without being noticed, without being seen by others, okay? Some sort of theft, okay? What would you do? Would you, for example, inform the store owner? Would you inform the police? Would you advise the person? What would you do? Let's have some options. Would you tell the clerk? What if the shoplifter were a woman with a small child? Will you? This situation is meant to investigate whether your sympathy would be stirred or not. Would you sympathize with her? Would it make a difference if the shoplifter looked dangerous? This means, are you able to rescue life for being honest? Okay, think about this. 3rd, you're taking an evening course, so you have a student ID card. Businesses all over town give discounts to students. You work full-time during the day. Again, you're taking an evening course, so you have a student ID card. Businesses all over town give discounts to students. You are considered a student because you are having an evening course. But you work full-time during the day. This means that you have a full salary. Would you accept the discounts that businesses offer you? Let's check the options. Would you use the card to get the cheaper prices? What if you earned a high salary at your job? Would it make a difference if you were buying from a major chain store or a small mom and pop business? This is the end of session 1. Hope you have enjoyed it. Hope you have tried to answer in English the different questions about your personal point of view. Thank you for having time in this session, and this is the end. Goodbye.